But you got to wonder though.
I want you to keep that
How
up.
did it go from the Black Panthers, who was supposed to be intelligent, strong black men standing together, to where people are altering their vocabulary, misspelling shit on purpose because they don't want to use a letter? How did it get there?
Simple. Women.
How the fuck?
What women got to do with this,
so
bro? Remember one of the subjects we was gonna talk about for later? Does it pay being a good man? These Black Panthers were good dudes and all this other shit.
They were not good.
Power went to the power goes to people's hands.
I don't think it's power either.
Well, then what is the ignorance base of?
Understand the circumstances under which these organizations were formed. Like the evil that was done against our people.
Absolutely.
To push them to a point where they felt like they needed to create something to fight back. But now, we're asking questions like, can Bloods use crypto?
Can Bloods use crypto?
Brypto.
How did we get here? How the fuck did we get here, bro?
I know Nipsey and Snoop is laughing somewhere right now.
The game. Rest in peace, Nipsey.
Yeah, RF.
But I never heard, you know what I mean? But like, that shit just don't be making no sense to me, bro.
Imagine a Blood trying to order Little Caesars. Be like, yo, let me get some Little Beezes. Like, that shit is nuts after a while. Like, I think,
you know how many words have C in the middle?
Let's take a... Conch fritters.
I mean, but people... Conch fritters.
So like, okay, you can't tell, like, cease starts with a C.
How do they say bathroom?
Beast. Beast and desist, my niggas.
Yes. Beast and desist. Yes.
How about this?
Real.
At what age do these dudes have to stop? I can give an 18-year-old. Hold on. Stop. I can give an 18-year-old, a 20-year-old. They don't know any better. Their frontal cortex ain't developed. They're going with the wave. But if you're 46 and you're still doing this, I know niggas over 40 doing this shit, man.
And it don't make sense. But I gotta say,
what age do we be like, yo, bro, chill. You work a job at Pepsi.
Y'all are throwing out.
But I gotta, and here's another thing. It's easier to join a gang than it is to join a fraternity.
Or
the military.
Or the military.
You think so?
The requirements are
extenuous.
I think the Air Force is easier to get into than a gang.
Hell no. To fly a plane?
No, it's yes.
Air Force is like...
Listen, I have family in the military. If you want an easy life, you go to school for 2 years, get your associates, you go into the Air Force as an officer. Listen, you go in as an officer, you don't deal with none of this shit. Army, Navy, Marines, you going through some ruggedness, especially if you have no college credits. This is understood, especially that's why you have a lot of women in the Air Force. It's an easy ride in. The other branches, you're gonna go through some shit.
But we see the clown shit that niggas gotta deal with once you start claiming, and this is the thing that bugged me out. In New York City, when that first hit,
You talking about the gangs?
Gangs. Okay. Not gangs. We had gangs.
The Bloods and Crips.
When the Bloods and the Crips came to New York City, the first thing that I saw was a lot of the soft niggas
joining.
Was linking up with that.
Yeah.
Because of the press that it was getting, and you kind of like gained the notoriety of a gang. You know what I'm saying?
What comes with coming into a gang? No,
but I want to stress this point.
Mm-hmm.
It was only until like some of my mans that I knew was bout it started coming home, and like they had no choice because the Latin Kings was tearing everything up.
Yeah.
So they was doing that on the inside and then coming home and it was still on and popping. That's when I started to be like, okay, I see, I understand that.
How it's building up.
Right.
How it's gaining steam now.
But now it's like we got so many rappers that feel like they gotta be part of some sort of gang to be able to talk about certain shit. And I get it because now there's no checkpoint. There's nobody saying, who are you? What have you done? You went in the backyard, you got beat up, okay, cool. Some people ain't even going through that no more. They just, I hang around these niggas, I'm cool, all right, I'm throwing it up.
I'm gonna say this, because me and Esso and I had spoken about this, and this is an urban legend. I don't know, Biggie, you could speak on this too. Somebody has said this, that a lot of dudes would join the blood gangs because they would be able to sell more records because blood gangs would buy records and things like that, protection and things.
Now, I understand
as the notoriety
the
of an artist.
link.
I don't know what you think.
But I will always stress the fact that if we talking about colors, your set was already decided when you was born. If we really talking about colors, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said in the battle, I was like, this shit ain't about colored flags, stupid. It's black and white. I bang for the color I was born with. And that's for life. You acting like you don't understand the sacrifices our family set, ancestors, Panthers, the plans we set. I don't go for no manly threats. Stand up here and act like you can't be pressed. Nigga, I will slap 5, then we could take it to the back like Jazzy Jeff. Yo, I was bodying that shit. Yo, shout out to Jag. I bodied that nigga.
Fresh Prince line.
Fresh Prince! But just, I don't understand the thought process that goes into certain things. Cause for me, it was always like, all right, join, and then what? You got instant ops. All the niggas that was banging and really doing shit for real was my homies. If I needed them, I could pick up the phone. They still gonna roll. I ain't have to put on a flag or nothing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it was like, do I want instant ops? I don't want instant ops.
I mean, but you're thinking about it, or you thought about it. Everybody doesn't have time to think about this process. Some of them are looking for protection. Mm-hmm. Some of them are clout chasing. Some of them were just herbs and now they're popular. Some people are lonely and need people to roll with. They're looking to look up to people. It's so many different types of people that join the gang. You or I or us don't fit the description. We're all kind of like, from what I know, we're all loners. We got our own thing that we got going on. We come together to do our work. Everybody's cool.
Right.
But we're not a bunch of people who's rolling with 20 and 30 people. We don't need that. You know what I'm saying?
Because we grown men.
But I think,
even when we was
not,
young,
but
even before that.
But when I was a teenager,
I was like that.
Yeah,
That's
that
what I'm
never made
saying.
sense to me.
But I will say this: for every teenager, there is a longingness to belong to something. Mm-hmm. The family structures in our households are torn apart. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of motherfuckers walking around out here like, I ain't got no family.
Is it worse than what it was before than it is now? The whole family structure?
I don't know the actual statistics of it, but I can say a lot of the fatherless children are correcting that mistake.
I see that too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's changing.
But you add on social media to it, and that's damaging because they programming the people. It's not just programming the kids, it's programming the adults too. It's programming women. There are women out here that want to live this life that they see these other women living. Yeah. And they leaving their man behind. They want to be excited. It's like what we just talked about.
Right.
They don't want men that's working a 9 to 5 job.
That's a wrap.
They want men that have time, that's making money. But you don't even got to be selling drugs per se. You could just be doing real estate. You could be finding ways to get money. That's what they want. They want
entrepreneurs.
No, they want freedom.
They want freedom.
That's it.
They want to live the life that they seen on the gram.
Ask a woman this: would you rather date a garbage man that makes $150K, which they can with the accelerations
overtime,
all of that, or a drug dealer that's making about, let's say, 98,000.
They taking a 98K all day.
They're gonna take the 98K, but here's what's
All
gonna
day.
happen. They're gonna have kids. It's a possibility, you know, the results of the game.
Yeah,
He might not even be here to help you raise some kids.
they're cool with that.
You ain't got no pension plan. You ain't got no 401k. Ain't no life insurance on that.
They seem to be cool with
They're
that.
really
man,
cool with
because
that,
They
man.
don't want to deal with the garbage man, sanitation worker who has 6 weeks vacation. He has to plan that out.
Dental.
He has to work mad time to get to the 150. So instead of they working 14 joints a day, you know what I'm saying? So you come home, you sleep, you wake up, you got to go back and do that again. They home getting lonely. Like, it's so many different things that I've realized because I was bugging. I was like,
I don't knock that though.
no, yeah, but I'm saying, but I was looking at it like, I don't understand where they're coming from until this woman of age, she was 50, 60 something, and she said, don't nobody want no dude. They got to plan everything.
Yeah,
That's what it was. Oh, what time you get up? Oh, so you working Monday through Friday and you're going to do that for the next 25 years? That's trash. That's how they looking at it.
But again, everybody's not an entrepreneur. Everybody's not
Agreed.
boss.
And we agree.
And I'm not gonna knock people for choosing the paths that they choose.
Me neither.
But I've always found it weird to trade my time for a specific set amount.
What you mean, like a 9-to-5 job, you saying?
Like somebody telling me an hour of your life is worth
$42 an hour.
$9, $10, $20. Yeah.
whatever it is.
I never had a job, so I never
I've had
worked-
jobs before.
I've never worked for
so
someone in
starting.
my entire life.
Oh, him?
I've had jobs.
I've never worked for somebody
I've
in
had
my
jobs.
life.
I've had
ever.
jobs.
I've had jobs.
I started throwing parties when I was 17 in college. I played ball before that. I never worked for nobody. I came out of college, never had a job, found my way into a record label, did that. I never worked for nobody.
I've had jobs, but the encouragement to go get one was always coming from, you know, people with jobs, people who saw stability in that. And for me, it wasn't no stability because I always felt like, one, whoever my boss is, I'm probably smarter than him.
Yeah.
So why are you in charge of me? You know what I mean? That just never sat right with me. Like,
What about paying dues? You didn't think about that? Paying dues to
No.
the
man,
boss?
paying dues for something
Skip the
that,
process?
like realistically, most people get a job because they feel like they need to. Most people are working things because.
Well, that's need to, bro. That's need
that's
to.
need
Yeah,
to.
but that's what I'm saying. The
That's
need.
need
That is
to.
the need. I need money.
I need money,
This
I'm
is how
broke.
most people get money. So
Yeah.
I'm
What
gonna
about
do this.
safety? People be scared to jump off that bridge and say, I gotta wake up and make my money every day.
Every day.
People have told me it's scary what I have done because they rather, because they,
That's what that is.
But bringing it full circle,
Like a maybe. There's no maybes in work.
bringing it full circle,
yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. When you work,
bringing
you
it
get
full
paid.
circle. There's Bloods and Crips. They got jobs.
Yeah.
Bus drivers with their flag out.
With their flag.
What is the?
I've seen it. Yo, I've seen it. Yeah.
Bro, are you freaking
what?
serious? Bus drivers
No,
with
no, hold on,
Bloods and
hold on.
Crips with the
Hold on.
flag out.
Follow me real quick.
Yeah.
Follow me real quick. You join a fraternity. The hazing is terrible. You go through a whole bunch of bullshit, but it's to sort out who's really gonna be about it and who's not.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, that's the
The
purpose.
perk is
Sisterhood or brotherhood.
the brotherhood, but the brotherhood comes with the perk of if you go to this firm and we got a member over there,
You're getting the
you're
job.
getting in. You know what I mean?
Green light.
You're getting the
There's some
job.
security that comes with it,
Definitely.
right? Same thing with the service. But
Living.
why isn't it if these are organized crimes or criminal factions, why ain't there like a salary or something that you could say?
Really, Math?
Why, I'm dead ass.
Really, Math?
I'm dead ass.
A salary for
or
a
at
gang
least
member?
a perk, my nigga. At least a perk.
The only person,
Like, yo, son, yo.
is if you get locked up and they hold you down because you got OG in the
But and that's crazy.
They got drug,
and that's crazy.
Gangs got drug money
to be
out
honest,
there. Gangs got drug money out there.
Because you don't have to do that. There's other options.
No, it can't be.
I mean,
they're not
But
gonna
it's
make
what
it
I'm saying.
legal.
Why isn't there
You know
at
why?
At this point,
Because you don't know how much money's coming in. In the mafia, right, there's two types of guys. They got the thug and the racketeer. And the racketeer is only a short amount of them, but they make...
you play that game. You downloaded that game.
No,
right?
I watch a lot of
with the level
documentaries.
1 thug. You know what I'm talking about?
Level 2, you're a racketeer.
You know what I mean?
No, but it's like they're the ones
level
that keep...
4 boss.
Yeah, they're the ones that keep the shit going. And they'll be like, yo, we have all these thugs. They don't make no money. We got to give them something to do. All right, we'll toss them at a gas station. We'll toss them at a nightclub or a no-show job. That was a thing in the 80s. They'll give them a job back then for $90,000 a year.
And
they
they
never
don't
have to
show
show
up.
up. Yeah, it was called a no-show job. The unions would put them in
They
places.
put you on the books and you never show up.
No, show up, you get
But this
$90,000.
is what I'm saying. Why hasn't this been established
In what group?
somehow?
Black people don't stick together.
There
the
you go.
mob is Italians. They respect each other.
They respect
even if
family.
They don't, if
But
they
there's a
don't,
family
they're
base.
gonna stick together.
But there's a family base.
We don't stick together. Like in all the things that we have.
We do stick together.
When? Where?
Just not on a grand scale.
But that's the most important scale. Jewish people stick together. Russian
Easily.
people stick together. Italian. Every race sticks
But
together.
I can tell you why.
Chinese on a grand scale.
I can tell you why.
Black people, we're the only one that we all know we don't stick together.
Terror.
What do you mean terror?
Terror.
Terror of what?
When we did stick together,
They destroyed Oklahoma.
we were terrorized.
Yeah.
We didn't stick together.
No,
Somebody-
Tulsa.
Harlem. Look at Harlem.
Yeah.
Harlem was like black civilization. Mysteriously, half this shit just burned down. Terror.
Black Wall Street when they burned it down.
So we're trying to form things within a system that doesn't support what we want to form. So if the gang culture is now being targeted, and for those of you that don't know, bruh, you throw up some shit in a video, your man with you, he throw it up, you got the flag, whatever,
Cops
he do
is
a crime, my
on you.
nigga, they can scoop all of you niggas up. They can scoop all of y'all.
You know how,
All
They're
of y'all.
not can. They
It-
are.
it's not a joke.
They are scooping y'all up.
It's what it is.
a lot of dudes made detective
Pay
just by
attention.
watching World Star videos.
Facts.
Yeah.
And from
real.
way back, police ran up on me one day. They was like, yo, Mav. I'm like, yeah, we watched the
I
Smacks.
told him the same
We
story.
watched the Smacks.
I told him the same story. Before that, we had Sony Studios, and I'll go upstairs to go get blunts, and they call me by my real name. And I was like, oh shit, I've arrived. Y'all know me. I'm just a manager.
I didn't like it.
Hip Hop Police. See, because you're a rapper. For me, I wasn't into nothing. I was only doing music. I was only managing Rockwild and Maya and them. So for me to come from where I came from and had no lineage in music, and for the Hip Hop Police to call me by my name, for me, that was a proud moment
How
for me
about
because I
this?
wasn't hiding nothing.
When we went to the strip club for that, when Migos was doing the performance, and the Hip Hop Police was outside, they were like, hey guys, long time no see. Hey, make sure you play my favorite record. Very cordial. Don't worry, we got you guys. Yeah, let all 70 of them in there. Got their drugs. Oh, he's good. You owe us a favor. I'm sitting there seeing this real time with him. To him, it was regular shit.
Yeah, we was around there.
Yeah, it's
They let my cousin go in strip clubs and she was 19.
yeah.
And we just said, yo, she not gonna drink. And they be like, go ahead, do your
Like,
thing,
go
my
ahead,
dude.
do
And you know what I'm saying? It all depends. It's
I
like
mean,
rules, the rules is for herbs. If you get money and you get relationships and you learn how to build connections, there are no rules for you. Don't let people fool you. Rules is for herbs. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't got no juice, if you don't got no paper, if you don't know nobody, you got rules.
Yeah,
If
it
you
is.
know people, if you got a couple dollars and you know how to move and where to move, there are no rules for you. They let you in the back door.
Easy.
They give you drinks when they say, "Oh, drinks is dead. Yo, shit is closed.
Oh, the kitchen's
Nobody
closed.
can come in here."
Yeah.
But they sending you out with food. Come
And then
downstairs.
somebody's walking in.
There you go. You know what I'm saying? That's just the rule. So if you really want to be somebody, you don't have to be a gang member. You can actually put your mind to work and start doing things and learn how to build relationships and build connections. You don't have to become a gang member and make those the relationships that you have and build out. It's a whole world out here.
But I'm not saying that I'm not against.
No,
it.
I'm not saying to
I'm,
you.
I'm against the casualness of just it being what it is and not building it into something.
What are they gonna build it into? You're asking.
He's talking about a
The same way-
corporation like the
alright,
mob, like
the
the
same
mob
way-
built
hold on,
it.
hold on.
Hold on.
The same way that the mob,
mob built it.
infiltrated certain restaurant businesses.
But you know what that
construction,
is,
hold on.
though.
Construction, all that shit. You telling me there ain't some sort of business that we could figure out? Like this is what we're gonna do. When you join this is gonna be the process or whatever.
But you know
that
what?
could be figured out.
No.
my nigga.
It can be. I don't disagree. It can be figured out, but it's not going to be figured out by 19-year-olds. These mob dudes, you got to understand, they were young, but they were being guided by 45-year-old dudes. The reason why they were able to infiltrate the police is because they had no choice. Irish people were going in. It was a natural understanding of, here we go. The only way we can get away with it.
Just having people on the inside.
No, but we've seen how certain rappers have gone to jail trying to help out their gang member dudes. We're not gonna say who's who, but we know they did it wrong. They're trying, they just don't know the game yet. How many dudes have been locked up? What was that football player that played for the Ravens, Jamal Lewis, that got locked up because he tried to connect one of his gang member dudes to a drug connect to get shit to elevate? Boom. So many, they just not doing it right.
Well-
There's no understanding of how to do it right.
And you're talking about Jermaine Lewis.
No, Jamal Lewis. He
Jamal
wore number
Lewis was the
31.
running back.
He wore number 30, Jamal Lewis.
He was the
Yes,
running back. It was
on the
Jermaine.
Ravens.
It was Jermaine Lewis, though. That was on the Ravens. Jamal Lewis was the running back.
I gotta say,
That's what I'm saying.
You gotta respect the OGs because there was a certain way that they moved that
That's
kept
true.
them out of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And nowadays, a lot of this banging is on the internet where it don't belong. There are no other factions related to crime on the internet doing this shit. None. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. I'm all for people trying to find something, a community to belong to, but I think the community needs to be restructured, and it needs to be restructured now.
But they're not respecting the OGs.
The OGs don't
some people,
respect
some
them.
people.
Yeah.
Some
It's-
people.
it's a
Yeah,
recurring
there's a
cycle.
there's a disconnect, man.
It's
but
a recurring cycle. Math is the first one to say, I really don't want to get on these drill dudes' head like that.
I
Like,
don't, 'cause,
I don't want to be on that type of shit because how
don't-
are you gonna connect with them if you on their head? You say what you gotta say, try to bring them in and say, yo, this is how I feel this way and this is why. And then we try to figure out a way to press forward. But the OGs, they don't have that philosophy. They want some, it's whack. I don't want to talk about it. Y'all are trash. Y'all all, but you're not on beat. But you're going to jail. You got the guns in the joint. You're not listening. My hands is washed. with y'all.
I always say this. Are we getting caught up in not remembering what hip hop sounded like in 1982? With how people were the this, the that, the da 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 da.
That's not 82. Oh, yeah.
That's it. You know,
That's around that
92.
time.
no, but listen, you know how they were rapping. If you ask people currently now, they be like, I don't want to hear that shit. That wasn't good music. And people that were into, we said this before, people that were into jazz and into great quality music was like, what the fuck is this? Are we that right now? Are we giving drill music or whatever hip hop is currently the chance to grow into what it can be later on, to what we saw with Rakim and Big Daddy Kane 6 years later. Then we saw Mobb Deep a handful of years later. Then Biggie. Let's give these guys 10 years to mature.
But we are within the genre.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
And as
We
of
are-
right now.
Yeah, we are within the genre. Back then, the genre was being birthed. Now, like Kane said, the genre is now hip-hop is a real genre that you can pick and choose, and you can
It
build
has
upon.
subsidiaries.
It has gone to different places. Back then, it had not gone nowhere for you to base nothing on. Now we have a lot of years, a lot of people, a lot of
and
rappers
things are
to base
being
things
birthed
on.
within it, right?
And this stuff right here, sonically, is not nothing that we've heard before, nor can we do stuff with it. Hip hop was dancing, different thing. This style of music, we can't do nothing that we formerly was doing with.
No, they dancing. They dancing.
They're dancing to it, though.
They do their dances coming out of
to
this shit. There's a million dances coming out of this shit, bro.
But what you just said is let's take it as a subsidiary.
I ain't seen no dances.
No, there are.
Come on,
you talking about with the
Smoke
you don't be
that?
seeing all this shit. Come on,
That's-
bro.
that's
You don't
one.
be seeing all that shit.
That's
There's
one
multiple.
thing.
Let's not be the. Let's not.
That's all the same
I've been doing them shits with my son. Yeah. What are you talking about? But
There's mad dances, but like you said, it might be growing within its own subculture. Just like how, think about what battle rap was before. You didn't have to have your rhymes prepared. You had to come off the top. You had to have this, that going. Now you're studying your opponent. That style of
memorizing.
battle. Remember,
you're utilizing the crowd, the stage. You're improvising. There's a lot more to it.
and you know how to play the
It's
cameras.
built out.
Yeah, this is the
Now
same
it's
thing with
more
drill.
now. But that's why you would say if somebody came on and did something, y'all would be like, he's trash.
But are we letting
Because
them grow?
He doesn't
though?
know the fundamentals.
This is what I'm saying. Even with the battle rap, you can still say he's battle rapping. He might have a couple of bars that might be okay, but you can pick him out and be like, that right there is trash. And why? It doesn't sound good. It doesn't flow. I hear what you're doing.
Let me show you something.
Your cadence is trash, though. You could have said it right, but it was still said wrong.
I don't want to bring this story up. What was the dude's name that had a bad performance? Red. He had a bad performance, right? It was so bad that Math, Hans, Lie, they were supposed to perform a song afterwards, and the crowd was dead. And it got real.
Shit, you remember that? Oh,
Yeah, it got real tense in there, and Math was just like, yo, he was giving them pointers, right? This dude had a bad performance. 9 months later, he's one of the hottest dudes
ever.
He changed his whole shit. Unbelievable. So where I'm coming from is sometimes if a dude is trash, you could still pick it out and say, hey, they got the potential from 9 months from now to really be something. Are we giving these drill dudes the chance to grow and mature? That's where I'm coming from.
And you have to, though, because honestly,
But then I
looking back, this ain't that different from them niggas. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a
But
lot
these
of,
niggas ain't even putting out the music like that.
What you mean they not putting it out?
Like the amount, the quality, the projects. Like you have to be in there doing projects to get better.
Who's
Even if
showing them that?
I'm not talking about. We're not talking about who's showing them. I'm talking about what's going on. Whether
Yeah, but
they're
they have to
listening-
learn this.
Whether
Though.
they're listening or learning or not. Take one record, and I always say
All right.
this: the Be Love record,
Yeah.
right? I wasn't feeling it. I saw everybody going crazy over it.
Yeah.
I still wasn't feeling it. It was offbeat to me and all that.
Mm-hmm.
A Boogie came on it, added some rhythm to it, the harmony to it.
Yep.
I love the record. And he's still doing the same shit, but what Boogie did, he came in and he smoothed it out and he made it a song to me.
Isn't Herbo on that too?
Yo,
No, he's not. It's A Boogie and B Love. That's it. It was B Love record and A Boogie jumped in. Google Master, you don't gotta do that. I don't put out, you know what I'm saying, stuff that you gotta Google. He's not on it.
But you see what you're saying. A Boogie's an artist who's been seasoned after a while. He's signed to labels. He has other people around him to help smooth out that record. But if we take A Boogie from 2017, is it the same vibe? Is it the same
Hey,
understanding?
my friend.
That's some new shit that ain't playing on the radio.
When did it drop, man?
That ain't new. That ain't on the radio.
What's the date on that?
Nah, this came out a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, that's after the fact.
Okay.
But he's on it.
That's a new one. I ain't heard that one.
Fuck, his verse is fire too. Check it out.
I will check out the G Herbo verse because I'm getting a lot of DMs, 12 songs, this and that. I'm gonna check it out
Look,
just for y'all.
I'm not mad at, people doing new things.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that if there's young boys dissing the old heads or old heads dissing the young, we need to tell them to stop.
Yeah.
There's a lot of information that should be shared. And keeping it separate just makes it easier to deal with as far as like, oh, if we want to, send these guys away forever or we want to pass a law, and we don't need that no more. We don't need that no more.
Nope.
I agree, and I think the point on the OGs that I hear being made, I got to speak on that because that it is what it is. Everybody have their position to play. I'm not going to play your peer. I'm not your peer. I am your OG. I am someone who have already went through where you are at right now and past that, and it's not for me to stand next to you and act like
I'm your age.
I'm your age or your peer. It is
Right.
for me to show you, help you, show you direction and show you pitfalls that's in front of you to try to avoid. You take it how you want to take it. But my position as an OG still being here, to be able to tell brothers that's younger than me, look, it's traps out here. Watch how you walk this way. Watch how you walk this way. It's traps out here. Maybe the things that you're putting out there in the world is the energy that's coming back to you. Maybe when you get on the record and spit death is coming back to you. And another thing I heard y'all saying earlier, the wages of sin is death. You hear me? The wages of sin is death, period.
Listen, I'll be a Blood, a Crip tomorrow if it made sense for our people. I understand wanting to belong to something. I understand wanting to feel like there's a community. But they done set the trap. We gotta figure it out. Revise, rebuild, keep it moving.
Brypto.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.